This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm delighted to be joined by Paul Smith Jr. out here in Texas. Paul, how are you doing? How is life?
Yeah, not bad. So I'm just getting used to like bubble life and quarantine for the first 24 hours and everything else that we got here. It was a bit strange. Like, we were all laughing with each other saying couldn't do jail. Doing 24, 28 hours in a hotel room with Wi-Fi, PlayStation, Mario Kart on the Nintendo Switch, phones, everything else, and still killing me. You know, so yeah, it's not for me. But yeah, we're all done now. We can't leave the hotel, but we're stuck in the hotel. But it's a lovely hotel anyway, and just excited for the fight now. Excited for Callum to showcase what he can do.
We did an interview, me and you over Zoom, it was probably about 4 or 5 months ago, and we spoke about this fight and how kind of Callum's had to deal with the mental side of things, and this fight always kind of been lingering around him, always been dangling above him, but it just hasn't been secured up until about a month ago. Has it impressed you by just how well Callum seems to have dealt with it and not allowed himself to become overawed by the situation of thinking, will I get the fight, will I not get it?
Some people need to remember as well, it's a pandemic. Fighters are getting offered fights for a lot less money than they could normally command, and I'm not saying that this is the case here. Callum's champion of the world, Ring Magazine champion. He doesn't have to take this fight, he wants this fight. Just like Canelo doesn't have to take this fight, Canelo wants to choose this fight, and every credit to him for doing so. Because we know, like I think they know, Callum is a quality fighter and the best middleweight out there. So, you know, I remember someone saying to me about Canelo, you only want to fight the best, you only want to fight the number one fighters and the best. And I didn't believe it, because I thought he had the opportunity to fight Callum last time and he didn't pick it. And we know what happened in the negotiations. He didn't choose Callum. But this time they have chose Callum and they've done it, and both of them have been out for nearly a year, so I don't think that'll affect either one more or as much as the other. They'll probably be the same. Stars make fights, and I think this will make an exciting fight.
The fight was only announced, as I say, a month ago. I know Callum was in the gym ticking over, he would have been getting his weight down, but when you heard about the announcement again just a month before, what was going through your mind?
Listen, in an ideal world, I think if you're Team Canelo, you're thinking this as well. You don't want to go into a fight of this magnitude after a year layoff in a pandemic. But if you don't move now, when are you going to move? You know, both the fighters are the same age, or similar age. They're not getting any younger. You know, time's not on anyone's side at the moment in careers, and I feel sorry for some lads out there who've had to retire or will have to retire because they just couldn't get fights in the last 18 months. It's crazy. So when I thought about the state of it, you know what? If it's now or never. If it's not going to happen, then go for it now. And I think Canelo will be thinking the same. You know, these big, massive mega fights for Canelo are going to slip him by because of what's going on in the world at the moment. I think in the US here, where we are, they're probably a little bit behind where we are in the UK. They've probably got more of the lockdowns to come. Everything else, you know, I think we'll go in another lockdown early January. I can see that happening, and it's literally now or never. You just don't know what's around the corner. This time last year, we were in Arizona with Liam when he was fighting. No one foresaw what was going to happen this year. No one would have predicted that. So it's happened, and it's a case of just take the chance while you've got it. You know, people keep saying like, "Oh, it's a great opportunity." It's a great opportunity for Callum to win the fight and to be paid very well for it. But Callum's already got plenty of money. Callum's already world champion and Ring Magazine champion, and Callum could still go his own route and not fight Canelo and still be a wealthy man, a successful man. But he always said, Callum, once he wins the world title, he wants to see how good he is. He doesn't want to just sit there and think, well, would I have beat him? He wants to fight the best, and Canelo's the best out there. So, as I say, full credit to Callum for doing it, and Canelo.
People always mention Callum's weight. He's big for 168, and he's obviously got a huge frame in himself as well. What were your thoughts again, knowing that Callum only had a month to really kind of get down that weight and to get into fight condition? I know he never really struggles with it, and I've seen him in the gym and how tremendous shape he's been throughout, but was that of any concern to anybody in the team?
No, he was saying it anyway. You know, he would have fought on this date probably, or last week, last Saturday just gone. Anyway, and he never goes out of shape. You know what I mean? He goes out to fight in shape, obviously, but he never goes out of shape where I don't think, I said this time and time again, I don't think he's ever seen a 14 on the scale. You know, a number 14 coming first, and that's down to his discipline, his dedication, the way he is. He's got one chance and one crack at this. He's watched everyone else go before and make the mistakes and do everything right, and he learns accordingly as he should, and he's done everything the right way. So, you know, the weight is never an issue. Everyone always says, about the weight, how does he do it, will he do it, this, that, he does the weight and he does it fine. And you know him because you've been in the gym and seen him, you know what he's like, he does the weight well, he's very, very disciplined.
You've got yourself, you've got your brothers, you've got a big team out here. I've asked everybody throughout the week, but from your perspective, how important has it been to make sure you could all get out here to create that homely environment for Callum, to help him settle in as much? Because I imagine all of you would have dreamt of this moment for Callum, and in normal circumstances it would have sold out the arena on Saturday. We'd have had thousands in attendance at a weigh-in, at a press conference, like everybody would have been tuning in. It's not like that, so how important do you think it has been for you guys to get over here to create that environment for him?
I think it's been great, and as I say, we wouldn't have missed it by hook or by crook. We do everything together. We're a close family, we're a close-knit family. We're friends. We get on. We were colleagues, training colleagues, everything else. We work together, live together, play together, and we have to be here. So we're here, and it's fight week, and can't wait.
Paul, just pick that one back up there. Just a brief little issue with my camera in the end, but. I found out this week something that I didn't know about. You're all kind of big on your gaming devices and the consoles and what have you. So talk to me about that. We've seen you with Mario Kart has been mentioned and FIFA has been mentioned. So talk to me about that.
I'm no good on FIFA. No, it just not started years ago, and I used to train in Florida with Buddy McGirt, and I'd just bring my PlayStation over. It was only the odd couple of games here and there, like a Resident Evil, a FIFA, a Call of Duty or something. Back home, like the four of us, obviously in our own houses, we just play like Call of Duty for night. But it's hard to describe without sounding like a virgin or like a little geek or anything else. Like, cause we laugh about it, but you can't go out to eat, you can't go out and drink, you can't be out and about. You've got to stay in because you're training and all that. No, I'm not training, I'm retired now, but I don't want to be sitting in pubs and everything else. And I like being at home. I like being on the couch. As soon as the kids are in bed or everything's done around the house. My missus works like early hours, so she's got a very demanding job. So just get the PlayStation out and just sit and socialise. We've got the earpiece in, just talking to each other, playing Call of Duty. It's about 6 other lads back home. We get involved with us, and it just kills a bit of time. And as you say, you're in the house, you're staying in the house. You can sit and watch the telly, get your head down early. You can have a little game of Call of Duty, but it's helped us a lot this week. We've all brought the PlayStations over. Johnny, the strength coach, has got his Nintendo Switch with Mario Kart on, so we've been having competitions on that. And like what I was trying to say is, obviously every game that we have is obviously very competitive, and most of the time there's a few quid on it, or there's a couple of quid on it, or a coffee on it, or the dinner on it for the next day. So it just keeps us occupied. Yeah.
Who's been edging the wins this week?
I won a good few today on the Mario Kart, to be honest with you, and getting called a fluke today. But Liam's normally good on them all. I'm the best on the Call of Duty. Liam's the best on FIFA and golf. We play the golf on it as well. It's hard. I'm the worst on the golf, but Stephen's probably the worst on all of them, averaging.
Paul, moving back to this fight, obviously yesterday your brother came face to face with Canelo for the first time. A lot of people, we knew about the size difference beforehand, but seeing in the footage and us being here as well, I think it surprised a lot of people of just how much of a size difference, but we're seeing it seeing them next to each other. What went through your mind seeing your brother stood next to Canelo?
Just confident, very confident. I know what Canelo is because I've seen him. I was in the corner for Liam when Liam fought him. I've seen him fight against my other brother up close and personal. But this is a different kettle of fish to Liam. Not ability-wise, just size-wise and attributes-wise, and different levels of power. Obviously because of that weight. Liam's a 154 fighter. Callum's a 168 and the biggest one in the world at it. It's devastatingly hard. I've been with him, I've been in the ring with him, I've been sparring with him, there's big gloves on. He hit me with a left hook to the body in sparring once, and my rib popped up my chest here on the opposite side. It literally, I've got a bump on my chest still up to this day off him. He's caught Liam in sparring. Liam knows the difference in power between them both, and that was against Canelo with small gloves on, and Callum with the big gloves on. As Liam's been saying, and we sit and talk about it a lot. If Callum has the success Liam had in that fight, and the fight's over, because the shots that Liam was landing, if Callum lands them shots, he'll put him away, head or body. But then Canelo will know that as well, and he'll fight different tactics. Canelo's also improved since then. So, this is what I'm saying. I'm not like just size is everything, and it's not. Size is not everything, but a good big and beats a good little one every day of the week, if they're on the same level or if they perform to the same level. I just feel everything's gone right for Callum. His camp's gone great. He's fit. He's mentally in a place that I've never seen him before. The closest I've seen him was when he was fighting against Groves, and that's what Callum needs. I can see the spite in his face when he's throwing the shot. I can see the concentration, the determination in him, and I know the kid's inside out. So, we've seen a lot in the head-to-heads but it's just a head-to-head. We know he's small. We knew he was small when he fought Liam. He got in the ring the next day and was twice the size. It doesn't matter how much he hydrates this time or how big he comes into the ring this time, because Callum was obviously going to be the bigger man. But we're confident, and the confidence only exudes a little bit more when we see the head-to-head like that, and how confident Callum is in that as well.
You mentioned the power aspect. I did an interview with Joe yesterday, and Joe said that the fight, if he goes to the cards, you won't get the decision out here. Callum needs to win by stoppage. Do you feel that yourself? Is it a concern of yours if it does go to the cards, that if Callum was to have seemed to have been the winner to most, he wouldn't get the decision?
No, and to be honest with you, I'm confident that Callum, as I've said on a few other interviews, knocking him out, and I can see it. You know, I know his power, as I say. Canelo's got a great chin. It doesn't have to be to the head, it doesn't have to be to the body, but the way Callum is, and he's a devastating finisher as well. So, you know, Callum will have his moments, and when he has his moments, he's got to capitalise on them. As for outboxing him, I think Callum could outbox him. I think Callum could keep him at bay. Callum's very, very good technical boxing. Sometimes doesn't get the credit for how good a boxer he actually is, because he's finished so many people, knocked out so many people, and because of the way he's exciting inside for a fighter who's 6'3.5", 6'4". So I'm not worried about the judges. You know, I'm not worried about anything. I just want to see Callum win. I'm not trying not to focus on anything like that. I just want to concentrate on and focus on Callum. You know, positive. He's going to win this fight.
I saw a photo of you all yesterday that went out of you all kind of studying and watching a video of Canelo from a past fight. Going into this one, Paul, I know you've all kind of chipped in and given Callum your advice, you've all picked up on things, but what are you expecting from the fight on Saturday night?
That video was for DAZN. We were actually being filmed watching the fight for DAZN, and it was to break that fight down and see the things that Liam did well, the things that Canelo did well, the things that Canelo did bad. You know, things that Callum can capitalise on, and it was interesting sitting down and watching it, because believe it or not, it's not often we do that. You know, a couple of us might do it. Me and Stephen might be sitting watching something, Liam and me might be sitting watching something, but it's never like all get together, sit down and watch this Canelo fight. You know what I mean? That's Callum and Joe's job. That's Joe and whoever's fighting's job. We had a little look through it. We saw a lot. It was just good chatting, because that's what we're like all the time. Obviously, with regards to game plan for the fight, that's Joe and Callum's domain. You know, that's Joe's domain, and the brothers will always have their input. We always have done. We always will do. And you know, I think Joe knows that we're not saying that that's stupid. If any of us did say that that's stupid, he'd just get told to fucking shut up off the other one. You know, it's stupid, shut up. You know, we're all quite knowledgeable, and as I say, you know, we're on the same page. Even with Joe, you know, we all sort of sing off the same hymn sheet. That's the best way to describe it. I'm not saying anyone's more knowledgeable, less knowledgeable. Joe's the best trainer in the country, as I've said time and again, and that's why he's there to do this job. You know, he's focused on this job solely, and I believe the game plan, I believe the tactics look absolutely brilliant. As soon as I got here and I watched Cam's first session, I'm nodding my head while I'm watching, thinking that's why you're here, Joe. That's why you're training Callum, because he's quality, and the game plan looks very good. So fingers crossed we can, you know, all help him get it over the line. Callum can carry out that game plan on Saturday night.
I know you won't want to give too much away, but what are you expecting from Canelo Alvarez come Saturday?
Everything. You know, I'm expecting to come and try and rush Callum. I'm expecting to come and try and make it a chess match and stand off. You know, he could do anything, and that's the beauty of boxing, especially at this level. Callum's ready for it. Joe's ready for it. You know, we've all been here before with Liam. You know, knowing what type of game plan, or guessing what type of game plan. And in these type of title fights, Ring Magazine type of fights, world title fights, every one of us are all experienced in them to know that anything can happen. You know, it's not necessarily always going to go how you think it will, but if you've covered every base, then you're ready for any situation, any scenario.
Callum wins, Paul. Where does this fight rank and this victory rank in British history, certainly in the past, say, 20, 30 years?
I've said that. I've just seen a couple of the big banners in there, and I was talking with one of the officials, and one of the matchroom lots said, look, you can take that home with you for the amateur club. And I was like, you know what, that'll be good, because the most successful fighter from the city, I think he already is on achievements because of the Ring Magazine belt, but this will eclipse a lot of things and put him up there with performances and fighters from this country, because, you know, if Froch had beat Ward, it would have been up there. You know, after time, like Calzaghe, I think is up there for me, is possibly the best. Him and Lennox Lewis, Hatton, always been my favourite, and one of the most successful fighters we've had, and one of the best fighters we've had. And we're a country that's you know, rich in talent, and lucky that we've had them type of fighters to admire and support growing up. But this will put Callum up there, this win. Ring Magazine champion, WBA champion, WBC champion, just beat Canelo Alvarez, who's considered by many and most as the pound for pound best fighter on the planet. So, you know, it's not for us to say, is it really? That's for the public to say, and that's what makes boxing as brilliant as it is. Sometimes as frustrating as it is, but as brilliant as it is, that it's all about opinions, and we'll see after the fight. Hopefully the win comes, and we'll see what people are saying then.
Well, I'll leave that there now. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. I appreciate your time. Thanks, Beats Boxing Social.
Take care.
Thank you.